Estamos aquí en Copenhague, que hemos venido de visita a nuestros amigos de Vabenfabrikken. Y la verdad es que es un sitio súper chulo. Tiene dos cosas brutales. Tienen un simulador espectacular donde hacen entrenamientos no solamente para cazadores, sino también para policías, personal de ejército y demás. Y luego tienen una fábrica de customización y reparación de rifles de cualquier marca. O sea, hacen desde cualquier cosa que necesites para reparar a absolutas locuras como crear una culata de fibra de epoxi completamente transparente o poner un silenciador a un rifle de 100 años para que puedas cazar hoy en día. Esa es espectacular. Así que nada, os voy a enseñar y vais a verlo por vosotros mismos.
Yeah, it's very, very easy to like. So what I have here is a chronograph. It's a Garmin chronograph, and that means that when I shoot, I can speed test my rifle at the same time. And It's super cool because I just set it up under the just at the table, and it will automatically just pick up stuff.
All right.
So I can
Some cool gadgets.
some cool gadgets. I can get some data. So now I'm just putting in the amount of grains. It's 124, so that was good. Dude. And then I just have to put it right here. And now it just runs. So that's pretty nice. And then we need to make sure that this little rifle that we are playing around with today is sighted in. So that's the next thing we're going to do.
Vale, pues aquí estamos con la gran persona, con David, gran amigo nuestro. Le conocimos hace un par de años en una experiencia con Endpoint y desde entonces hemos intentado volver aquí para ver su castillo, ver su zona, ver su trabajo y ver este pedazo de campo de tiro que lo utilizan, como hemos dicho, pues todo lo que es la policía, el ejército y demás, pues para entrenar y de cualquier manera posible. Esto es súper versátil. Entonces ahora mismo nos vamos a poner a asegurarnos de que el rifle está puesto a tiro y a pasar bien un rato. Ellos, la verdad es que este negocio es súper divertido porque no solamente entrenan, sino que te solucionan cualquier cosa que tienen con cualquier problema que tengas con tu arma.
All the way down to building custom firearms that matches the client's needs.
Without any kind of limitations other than legal, because you guys,
if it's your gun, it's your choice.
Yeah.
You can have whatever you want. If you want it pink, we'll make it pink.
Your gun, your choice. It's such a cool phrase.
And actually, while we're talking your gun, your choice, what we're doing today is I want to show you some fun stuff in the cinema, like how we train. I'm gonna do this with a rifle I built for myself. So this is my personal rifle. This is built on a Bergara B14. And the nice thing about this, I wanted something that was super short, but still efficient at longer ranges. So, as you see, it's a very short barrel. It's a 6.5 Creedmoor, which is a super good caliber for short barrels. And then I added a PSE Evolution stock, which is a carbon stock that I absolutely love. So it's super lightweight.
It's 3 kilos, right?
It's 3 kilos with this one and suppressor. So this is my driven hunt gun, it's my stalking gun, it's my everything gun. If I want to go on a mountain hunt, I can use it. I'm probably going to go to Greenland with it as well. Just works. So I like gear that works for everything.
And also, it's being a 6.5, it allows you to take longer shots, even though it has a shorter barrel.
Yeah, so it's a flat shooter, it just works, and 6.5 Creedmoor is great with lead-free, which we have to use in Denmark. So I built the gun that I personally wanted.
Yeah.
And we actually sold quite a few of these because if it works for me, it might work for you as well. So we only build stuff that we know works.
Works, yeah. Makes total sense.
Yeah, I like happy clients. It's a lot easier. So another nice feature that we have is we can use suppressors. Suppressors are wonderful. I love suppressors because everybody's got a hearing damage. It's a real thing, and I don't know if you think about it, but what you're actually doing normally is you are taking a grenade and holding it 1 meter in front of your head and firing it. Yes, you have earmuffs on, but it's still gonna hurt, it's still gonna damage. So we are allowed to use suppressors because they work. And just a screw on this one. Feel the weight of this?
Super light.
It's a
Liviano. No pesan nada.
Nope. It's a titanium core. It's a company called Svemko that makes them. It's a titanium core, aluminum body. They also make them fully out of titanium. They are super efficient. This one presses down to, I think it's 38 dB, so it's a lot of suppression in it, and you'll hear it in a minute. It goes
Nice.
and what it does, it takes away a lot of the sound, but even more important is, from a shooter perspective, it eats recoil. So you're capable of taking shots, freehand standing shots, without muzzle jump.
Oh, wow.
And on heavy calibers, I put a suppressor on my 375 Holland, and it feels like a 308, like a soft 308.
Yeah.
So you take away the recoil. That means you take away recoil reaction. That means better precision. You take away the boom. That means you don't go when you shoot. Gives you better precision. And you're saving your ears. And you're actually also helping people if somebody's out in the forest, if somebody doesn't understand hunting. If you hear
Yeah, you're freaked out.
yeah, become a bit stressed. But if you hear and you're like,
What was
the hell
that?
is that? Unfortunately, it doesn't say like they do in the movies. It doesn't go.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry about that. But suppressors in real life is different, but they really work. I can highly recommend if you're in a country that doesn't have suppressors. The EU law says that you have to be able to use safety wear at the source. So you can't limit people from using safety wear. That's how we got it through the Danish government. So look into the laws, know your laws. The EU can actually help you because it's like telling people, oh, but you can't use earmuffs.
Yeah, this
So
wouldn't make any sense.
it doesn't make any sense.
Didn't think about that.
No,
Absolutely.
someone did. So you can use them in Britain, you can use them in Norway, in Sweden, in Denmark. You can use them now in parts of Germany. You can use them in Finland. I love them.
France also
They
in
work
certain
France
areas.
also certain areas. So suppressors are great, and no, you don't become an assassin by buying a suppressor because that's what people think.
Yeah,
That's
many
not
people
what
need
it
to
is.
hear that more often.
Yes, this works. You shoot better, precision is higher. So we have a lot of stuff, and in here, what we do is we teach people how to become better and safer hunters. The technique that we use is technique that we combine the technique we have from Aimpoint with technique we have from a Danish government agency who taught us a few tricks.
Yeah.
And we use that technique from a hunting perspective because no matter if you're shooting with an AR platform or if you're shooting with a bolt action, principles are the same. So we teach people how to shoot freestanding on moving target, dynamic targets, and it's actually not that hard. So I'm just going to show you 4 different tricks that I try to teach people. But first we need to sight this one in because I just put this acro on it, and I just need to make sure that we are where we want to be. So let's do that first.
And before that, I want to make a shout out to anyone that is here in Copenhagen, or from wherever you are. If you like guns and you want to train and you want to see these super cool places, come here. You will be super welcomed, and you'll have such a great time.
It's good. Unfortunately, you need a Danish hunting license in order to play here.
Damn.
But we can help you with that.
Okay.
So what I'm doing here is we just want to make sure where we are. Good. Fire. All right. It's a nice sound, right?
Yes.
So, I lined up my shot. I was aiming in the middle, so I need to go left and a little bit up. So I take my key. I go. Good. And what I can actually do is, when I put it up like this, if I don't move it around, I can actually see the red dot moving inside. So I just need the red dot to be on that red dot and I'm good. So that should do it. One for control. Yep. That's it. Only takes 2 shots.
Perfect.
Good. There's a lot of rumors, there's a lot of religion, there's a lot of ideas about how to shoot moving targets, how to shoot freestanding. I've been hunting since I was 3. I've been with my dad and my mother, my whole family. I've been hunting with a rifle since I was 18. And I've always wanted to find like somebody must have figured this out.
Yeah.
There has to be like checklists. Do this, 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 and then you'll hit. Just like there is with a shotgun.
Yes.
There has to be with rifle as well. And of course there is. The thing that we found and that the guys that we're working with have found is that the way to hit a target out there is to start focusing in here.
Okay.
So whatever happens in here is the most important. If you do this, if you shoulder your rifle, if you keep it at the cheek, if you shoot the right way, if you do the same thing every time, hitting the target is just pointing in the right spot and squeezing the trigger. If you don't, if you focus too much on the target and this one moves around, then you start having issues because you're not pointing at the same spot. It's the same thing with shotguns. So if you are an avid shotgun shooter, if you shoot clays or shoot birds, you will know that if you don't mount here, you're not gonna hit.
Yes.
Same thing with the rifle. And that's why I added like a raceable cheek rest on this, because when I mount it, it always comes up here. It just lives here. You can see it's at the cheekbone. We were intelligently designed to shoot a rifle. The cheekbone.
We're built for that.
We are built for that, or we built the rifles for that. So it's always now the rifle is empty, as you can see. Magazine out, rifle is empty.
Safety always.
So we can instruct on this without earmuffs. Not gonna go bang. So what I found out when I found someone who actually knew the method is left hand is the strong hand. You should actually be able to mount your rifle like this, which is a lot easier when you have a 3-kilo rifle.
Yeah.
So I don't like heavy rifles. I don't need a heavy rifle. I need a light rifle because this is my shooting platform. This is how I hold my gun. And then this one just comes in, finds the trigger. So this one gives you like a light handshake. And this one holds it like I'm holding the rope of a boat, like I'm pulling this boat inside.
Yeah.
That means if you do this, you can shoot a heavy caliber, you can shoot a light caliber, you can shoot a double rifle, you can shoot anything. It won't kick your ass because this means nothing moves, it's just body. All right, so you mount your rifle at target, and then when I'm at the target, my finger comes down on the trigger. So when I can see the target in the screen, my finger goes to the trigger.
Okay.
And that's one thing that I've found, that people in here, you know, you very often shoot low. You know, if you go, it goes low. It's like, why do you keep shooting low? We're just gonna do a little trick. It's a test.
Okay.
So if you take, we'll do this together. This is a secret trick. This is how you hit on 5 meters, how you hit on 1500 meters. Take your hand and you mount it at your face. Do the same thing. And then you mount your finger on your nose as if it was your trigger. So you need to put your hand a little back. So you find your trigger, find your trigger. Okay, this is the secret. Now you go, boop. You have to say the sound. Boop, boop. And the reason why you go boop is that you can see my nose, it goes straight back. And that's the same thing with the trigger. Your nose actually goes a little bit down. So that means you're pulling your trigger down. So instinctively you're pulling down, so you're pulling the rifle down. So you need to go boop. And the reason why it's boop is it's like it's pressing the nose of a little kid. Enough so they can feel it, but not so much that they cry. So it's boop. And now everybody learns that, you're not allowed to touch the trigger. You can never touch the trigger. Try to have your trigger floating like this and then go boom.
Okay.
Try to do that and then feel what happens with your nose. It goes, you've no control.
No.
There's no control. So we need to stop with that ridiculous idea that the rifle should shoot as a surprise. It shouldn't be a surprise.
I've been told that many
Dude,
times.
My car keys, when I put in my car keys and I turn the ignition, it's not a surprise. I want control. If I have a moving target, I go, die. I need to know. Same thing when you're shooting clay, same thing when you're shooting birds. You need to know, when does a gun go off? And that is all about trigger control. So, mounting gun, up, base, trigger. And I can be on this trigger forever. This thing does not go off until I go, boop. Yeah. That's also why I don't particularly like very light triggers, because I need to feel safe. If I have a super light trigger on this one and I just touch it, boop, so that means your finger will go, ooh,
Yeah.
boop. So having a good standard trigger, 900 grams, 850, 1 kilo, something like that, means that you have control, doesn't go off on itself. It's you who decide. So that's a really nice trick, and you can practice this at home. You don't need a shooting cinema. You can just take your gun up, hello, trigger control, die. What happened to the side picture? Did it go up? Did it go down? What happened?
No, it's
So just try that. So you load the rifle at your cheek, find your trigger, rest on the trigger. It doesn't go off, does it?
no.
Nope. And you go, boop. Did you notice what happened with your front hand? It went a little bit up.
Yeah.
Do it again. And then keep the rifle at your face.
Okay.
Yep, so bring it like this and then grip it. This one relaxes and then keep it up. Boom. Keep it up. Yep. Boom. Full control. Find your trigger. Rest on the trigger. It doesn't go off. Isn't it nice?
It is. It is. It feels
It's controlled.
way secure. And literally the first time that I did literally what you were saying,
Yeah.
I could feel how it went down. Yeah.
So it's all about reducing stress, reducing areas where something can go wrong where you're not in control.
Makes total sense.
So, and that's the last part, is that mount the gun, up, find a target, die. And then you watch it die. You watch the bullet hit. You can do this with a suppressor quite easily. You can actually see it go zip, bop, and you can see the animal hit through the screen. It's pretty cool.
Nice.
But if you shoot without a suppressor, if you grip this one tight, you can too. The reason why I want you watch it die, boom, nice. Reload at the cheek, shoot. Reload at the cheek, shoot. The reason why I want you to do that is if you go, boom, did I hit? Boom, did I hit? Your rifle is going away from your face before you actually finish the shot. So you need to keep that stable platform at all time. It's the same thing if you're shooting a semi-automatic. You wouldn't go boom, hoop, boom, hoop, boom,
Yeah.
hoop. You would go doot, 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 doot. Same thing with this. Isn't it nice?
It is. I mean, if you think about it, it makes total sense. But
Yeah.
yet again, I mean, when you train and when you're trying to figure it out, I
Yeah.
mean, as in Spain, we do not have this kind of shooting centers where you could actually practice. I mean, you have simulators, but not proper distance and things like that. And yet again, it's like a playroom. They allow you to go shoot and that's it. You do not get anything other than, you know, having a good time. You do not learn, you do not train. It's you on your own against the world. And this kind of things are super amazing.
And I didn't invent this. I stole it. I simply stole. They know. They taught me, and they said, "Hey, can you give this to other people as well? Can you teach them how to do this? Because we need to find good teachers. We need to find serious people who are reliant on that. This needs to work.
Yeah.
With these guys, if this doesn't work, then somebody dies. So it needs to work. So it's not about I feel or somebody taught me. It's always about analyzing. Does this work? Does this work? Can we do this? Can we do this? How can we improve?
Reducing risks and optimizing.
Reducing risk and optimizing. And having a professional approach to shooting training will just improve your precision and your abilities so much more. You can practice this on a 100-meter range. Just put up a target at 100 meters and do freestanding shots, and just accept that you're not gonna hit everything. Accept that you're gonna miss. and focus on your hits.
Yeah.
So fuck it if you miss, doesn't matter. Repeat in your brain, how do I hit this? Because if you focus on the positive, if you focus on the hit, then your brain is gonna go, oh, how did I hit? I just had to do that. Okay, I'll just do that again.
Okay.
But if you focus on the negative, if you focus on your misses, on gut shot, on the bad shot from a hunt, then you're gonna repeat the negative shot. And we see it so much in here. The faster we can get people to just focus on the hit, the better they shoot. And it's everyone. It's the 16-year-old, it's the 98-year-old, I have everything. It's the same technique, and if it works for my friends in the government, it works for you too.
Yes.
So let's shoot a bit. So a nice thing that you can do at home without having a crazy cinema concept is that you can put up 5 targets and then you shoot them on a string. So don't shoot at the same target, shoot at different targets, and then just watch, okay, what did I do? Did I improve? Did it change? And you can do this with paper targets, or you can do this with cans or watermelons or whatever you have at your local range. So, good. So again, strong front hand, relaxed backhand, up. Find your target, up, find your target, find your cheek, and then you go, target 1. Okay, so if I analyze this, I have a tendency on this one to shoot a little to the left. So I need to focus on that and maybe correct my trigger pull, go, yeah, nice. And so analyzing your targets, not thinking where did I miss, but what do I need to improve to make the shot?
Yeah, as
Makes
you
it
said,
so much
properly
easier.
analyze what you're doing and focusing on the hits
Yeah,
and what you did to get the hit rather than concentrating on what you did to get the miss.
yeah.
And
So
like,
what do I need to do in order to hit?
okay. No, it makes sense.
Yeah, and honestly, it works in your everyday relations as well. It works in everything. It's just hacking your mind.
So you're a psychologist too. I mean, I'm getting the whole experience here. I mean, this is so cool.
Shooting should be a Zen experience.
Yeah.
So once you have like a good form of freestanding shooting, then it's time to work a little bit on how do we actually hit a moving target. And there are different ways of hitting a moving target. Like right now, I called up a nice pig.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very well-trained pig, keeps running back and forth. And there are different ways of shooting a running target like that. And I've made something for you. So this is our nice 8-point target. What I want you to do is visualize where does the red dot need to be in order to kill it. First of all, we need to be up here on this line because I want to maximize the possibility that I kill this thing. So it's either brain,
Spine.
brain, spine, lung. If I aim at the nose, then it's gonna be jaw, front leg, heart, and gut. Bad shot.
Yeah.
So by taking my aim up here, I will maximize the possibility that I hit something vital.
Okay.
So that's one. Moving your shot up at eye height. Number 2 is, since this is moving, you can do it 3 ways. You can either wait, hold the rifle still, shoot, and hope the animal runs into the bullet. That's really hard.
Yeah.
It does not work for me.
No.
I'm sure it works for someone, and if it works for you, good on you, dude. It doesn't work for me. I like to keep things simple. Then there's the second one, which is the follow through, where you look at where you want to hit. Your aim comes up here, it follows from the ass, goes through, and then you go boom, and then you pull through. Like a lot of people will teach you how to shoot birds, is that you look at the target, follow through, squeeze, and keep going.
Yeah.
The problem with that for me is that I need to be so sure of speed. There's a lot of guesswork involved. I don't have control, especially if I have trees, if I have fast shots. There's too much time spent poking this thing in the butt. I don't need to put my finger up the butt.
Yeah.
I have another trick. And this is how I do it. And it works for me, it might work for you, it might work for you, but always use the method that you find works best. So my method is, stay right there. If it's a running pig on up to 40 meters, 30, 40, 50 meters, I will rest right there. And I'll just follow that spot and squeeze, and then I will land in this area.
Yeah.
If he runs faster than I think, I'll hit here. If he runs slower than I think, I'll shoot him in the brain.
That makes total sense.
And
I'm gonna use that next time I use the game system.
exactly, and then try it out, see if it works, and you can practice this. It's so easy to practice. So we can just do that. You have your tools right here. So you mount like we did before. You mount your rifle at the cheek, finger on the trigger, and then you point with your pointing finger at the right side of the screen. So find the pig. As soon as he comes out, find the forehead. Then you do it again. Find the forehead. Now you have a lot of time. Find the forehead. Hello. And then the second one is try to start at the butt and go through and then squeeze when you think it works. So butt, boom. You have less time.
Yes.
Because you spend so much time going through the pig. Bring it again. Big forehead. Boom.
Perfect placing.
Super easy, really unstressed, full control. It works for deer, it works for pigs. It's just easy. Another trick for this, how to get on your target, is don't look at the pig. Look at the spot you want to hit. That's a main thing in the aim point shooting theory, is that if you look at the whole pig, when it comes out, you're gonna hit it right there. Because you always want to hit in the middle of the target. So if you focus on the whole pig, you're gonna hit the middle of the pig. If you focus on the forehead, and really imagine like you're using a spear, so forehead, boom, then you're gonna hit him out here.
It makes total sense.
Yeah, total sense. It does, doesn't it? So reduce all the religion, all the ideas, all the philosophy, and just take it down to those very small things. What do I need to do? I need to make sure that my shooting platform, everything in here, works.
Yeah.
And then I need to point at the exact point where I want to hit and follow it and shoot. Here, my aiming point, my hit zone. Still need to improve. Come on, baby. What? Still need to practice. Let's see why that didn't work. So I need to, with this, I know he's running faster, so I can see, okay, I have some issues. He was running faster than I thought. So now I need to be in front. So I'm now a meter in front. Yeah, that was it.
Shot.
That was my hit zone. So I can analyze on my hit zone. So I did 5 shots at the forehead. That one's running faster. So now my fixed point is a meter in front of his head. So I know if I see animals moving like that, roam, really fast, then I want to be a meter in front. If I see them boop, 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 trotting along, I'll be on the forehead. So a lot of shooting in the cinema is about learning how to read the animals. And that's how the police use a cinema like this as well, is that they learn to see, okay, there's a target standing in front of me, target does something, then I do this. So when you're there in real life, then you don't get scared. You know what happens.
Yeah.
So if you have the opportunity to train in a shooting cinema anywhere in the world, do it. It's fun. And you get to miss a lot, which is great, because then you learn. And then when you're out in nature, when you're on an actual hunt, you can read the game better because you've seen it before. And it just reduces stress because you know, oh, okay, that guy's pretty fast. He's running down. Okay, I need to be there. Okay, great. Then you can think about all the other stuff that you need to think about, like safety and all these things.
Yeah.
Alvaro, you told me that you were in Wild Boar Island.
Yes.
And there was a lot of trees.
Yes.
Yes.
The first afternoon we got into proper thickness.
Yeah, and trees are annoying.
Yes, they are.
There are two ways of shooting in thick brush. One is forget about the trees and just accept that you're gonna hit a tree. That doesn't work for me. But that is a technique that people will teach you. It's just like, if you hit a tree, you hit a tree. Meh.
Yeah.
It doesn't work for me. So we have another trick. It's called shooting windows.
Okay.
I'll show you that one. So, shooting windows. The technique about shooting windows is, or fire lanes, is that you have a look when you're on your tree stand. If you're in the brush, you more or less know where you can shoot and where you can't shoot. And when you see the game running, you know you're not going to be able to hit it in the thick stuff. So when you're in the thick stuff, you know you're not going to be able to hit it through that really dense thick stuff. So when you're in the stand, try to watch for fire lanes. Try to find the holes. Find the holes before the game runs in, and say, okay, if he steps out in that window, I can shoot him. If he steps out in that window, I can shoot him. So when the game comes in, they will at some point either move out into the window, or they will stay in the thick stuff that is so thick that you can't shoot through it. So a lot of people will, this one's empty. A lot of people will start in the thick stuff, and then they'll follow through, and then they'll hope.
Yeah.
It doesn't work for us. We don't hope. We have control. So what I do is I keep both eyes open so I can follow what's happening, and whoop, and then I will keep, if I have a window like that, an opening like this,
yes,
I will stay in the left corner. If he's running left to right, I will stay in the left corner. And then as soon as he comes out, whoop, I'll follow him, shoot. So my movement is very small, but everything that walks into that window will die.
Yeah.
So it's, you got him, boom. And that's why it's so important to have good trigger control, because I decide. So again, he runs into the window. First one, no. Second one, hello. And we can do first one, die. Second window, die. So instead of having a lot of movement that the pig will see, or that the red deer will see, or that the mouflon will see, I have very small movement, but I know as soon as I see my target,
makes a lot of sense.
More control, less stress.
Literally.
Both eyes open.
Yeah, and that's something that I recently knew, because doing the endpoint training exercises to learn how to shoot with both open eyes. Yeah. Right now, I'll feel weird having to close it for whatever reason. I mean, maybe I will blink a little bit to get proper depth control. Yeah. But that's pretty much it. And that way you can properly analyze all the shooting options. Because if you go like this, you cannot be aware of the other windows. And maybe you will be able to concentrate on one option, but still, you're in a forest, you have tons of options. You just need to be aware, open both eyes, and analyze, as you say.
So what I like about the aimpoint is that I feel like I'm playing a computer game. I'm watching the screen, my eyes, everything I see here is the screen, and the red dot is just a cursor that moves around on the screen. So it's just like red dot is poof, red dot is poof, red dot is poof, and it's just so much easier than having like playing Counter-Strike with a half a screen.
That's why I think I've been shooting like that for so many years that's why I got the bad habit of turning the rifle down.
Yeah, because you need to see
I need to gather information. But if you shoot with your both eyes open, you don't need to take your cheek off the stock.
Yeah,
literally.
So
that's simple.
See if it works. So second pig and die. Second window, die. No stress.
Dead.
No trees, dead pigs.
Yeah. Dude, I should have come here before shooting. Every time I go hunting, I should come here to Copenhagen.
And I can highly recommend this. If you want to shoot running game, you need to practice on moving targets. It is it is so much more fun to go hunting and know what you're doing.
And what would you say for us hunters in Spain that we do not have? Right now, we recently have one place in the northern part of the country where you can have that moving target on a rail, and that's it. Well, 50 meters, 100 meters. But this is the first time ever that we have it.
Honestly, if you can, I know people who practice running targets by taking a car tire, filling it with a screen, and running it down a hill, and just try.
Do it like that.
Put a red dot on your shotgun and shoot clays with your red dot on your shotgun, because it feels the same way as shooting on your rifle. Get some money together and build a shooting cinema. Honestly, it's awesome. Like, they have tons in Germany, they have a couple in Sweden. I think doing this, it promotes safety.
Yeah.
Because you learn a lot as a hunter, as a shooter. Promotes safety. It makes better shots, so it's more humane to the animals, that when we pull the trigger, we know it's gonna go down. And it promotes training.
It does.
And training becomes fun. And I think no matter what you do, no matter how you train, make sure that it's fun. Put the fun part in it. Put something that's a little wacky, or that's a little fun, or that's a little off. Because nobody wants to go to the range and be depressed and be shouted at and have a bad time. Everybody wants to go because it's fun, and shooting is fun. It should be fun.
It is.
So I would say, put some pressure on your local governments and tell them that you need to be allowed to build shooting ranges where you can practice what you're actually doing. Ally yourself with local police. Right now we have the police training in the other range. You can't hear them, and that's fine, because we don't need to hear them.
Yeah.
But we have such a good working relationship with the police, with the army, with the government, and that's the only way we're gonna win. So it's not government against hunters. It's not hunters against sport shooters. It's everybody needs to pull together, because safety is everybody's concern. Animal welfare is everybody's concern. And I mean, cops like this too. It's a great way to practice.
Yeah.
So put in the time, put in the work, build the right facilities, train as you hunt.
That's need to be the key. And actually, we're gonna be in Las Vegas next January for the SHOT Show. We're gonna be part of the Aimpoint Day at the range, most likely the Bergara Day at the range. And it's gonna be super cool, because I'm gonna be able to shoot, as I showed you yesterday, clays with a 6.5 Creedmoor, and try to, use all this info. And I think that's gonna be first time that I'm gonna truly have the opportunity to freely shoot and test all these new techniques that you've given to me. I'm gonna try and train with the game system and go, obviously, as much driven hands that I can up to that date, and try to do so. And let's hope I get a little better. And next that I come here and then have the opportunity to shoot, bows in Sweden, I'm gonna be better. And just, feel more confident. And as you said, just smoothly pull the trigger with more control and confidence on what am I doing. Focusing on the shot, not the miss, and just properly taking the time to analyze what I need to do to safely shoot and to make sure that the animal doesn't suffer.
Just remember, if you can only practice one thing, boop. You need to do it with me. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop. This is where it starts. This is where it ends.
An absolute pleasure, my friend.
That's very cool.